friends, welcome back to my channel. It is the weekend, and the weekend means getting bits and pieces from the shop, and it also means meal prepping. So I've got some mega meal preps happening this weekend, I think, assuming everything goes well. But I've also been out today. We've been lots of rumblings in the media about UK probably going into a national lockdown again. Only essential shops will be allowed to be open. I wanted to go get some bits, so I thought I'll get it out of the way today, because probably by midweek we're going to be on a full lockdown again. It'll only be schools, places of work, I think, offices, I think, and essential shops that sell food, basically. So I've got some bits today. I'll show you those first, and then we can talk about meal prep. So I went to Sainsbury's and I've got a couple of yellow stickers, which is good. So I got some veggies for tonight. This is just a little medley thing, which is great. And I've got some more cream and sour cream. Got to just grab some prawns for a little snacky snack, and some beef. Paul and the cats probably have that. I'll probably get a look in. And while I was there, I grabbed some of these. I call them Polly Pockets. I don't know. Clear plastic Polly Pockets. I'm going to sort out my recipe binder this week, because I've got loads of. I do print out a lot of my recipes that I like, because I like to write on them, make notes, make adaptations, convert metric to imperial, vice versa, all that stuff. So I do like printing them out. So I will be sorting out those this weekend. I grabbed some almond milk because I was craving a iced coffee, even though it's like winter now. And I'm very excited to try this. They brought out a new range of tea. Yorkshire tea is a very nice tea. They brought out one, I think it was jam on toast was the other one, I think. But my store only had just got this. I've been waiting. So I'm going to try the biscuit flavour, which is cookie, biscuit flavoured tea. I'm very excited to try that. Also, this came from Amazon. It's going to be for the cats. Mabel's got her ears twitching. I need to put that away for Christmas. Hide that in a drawer. But that was a little Christmas gift from me to the kittens, because I do. I also went to Boots, which is like a chemist here, and just bought a couple of bits for my stepson. We are scaling back this year on each other and generally with Christmassy stuff. I'm just gonna get in some of these, gift card and some smellies, and I also got in some sweets. So I got some sweets from B&M as well. And while I was in Boots, I also got some nuts on reduced sticker, so that'd be a nice little treat. Also trying this brand instead of Baptiste, which is I usually have. I use it for my fringe, for my bangs, because they tend to get a bit greasy. This one's a brand I've never tried before, but it said like 10 out of 10 recommended or something on a sticker, and it was on cheaper than Baptiste, so I thought I'd try it. Grabbed a Keto Slim Fast bar. I do like these, I do. And it didn't give me a sore stomach, so that was great. So I probably buy one every 2 or 3 weeks maybe, and that's enough for me. I also grabbed, this is for Paul. He's been getting a bit bloated. He's been going on and off for ages. And I was talking to one of my friends, we talk about poop quite a lot, if I'm honest. I don't know if you have a friend that you talk about poop with excessively, and she was saying that she'd had to go to the doctors and actually got a hospital referral, and they said that her gut bacteria probably wasn't okay. Tried probiotics because she was bloated and had stomach pains, and she's been on it for about 2 or 3 weeks. It's amazing. It's made a massive difference. She feels a lot better. Paul doesn't like the drinks, so I've got him some of these probiotics for his stomach. I am wary of stuff like this because I'm intolerant to yeast, and yeast does grow in your stomach. I know, Mabel. I know, sweetheart. I'm talking to people. They're lovely, aren't they? So we've just got a month's supply for Paul to try, but it is like £9 a month. But if it makes him feel better without a bloated stomach, we've tried sort of putting back on things like dairy, gluten, and it doesn't seem to make a difference. I think generally there might be a bit of an imbalance there. Queued up for Hobbycraft. My god, it's expensive in there, but they have some lovely things. I was kind of hoping to get something like just to distract me, like a little paint by numbers thingy bob, but it was all for children. There was no real adult stuff, and my feet were hurting. But I ended up getting a new blade for my paper trimmer, and some very overpriced A4 100 GSM paper, which is like almost a push card. For that was like a tenner in Hobbycraft. And I also went to B&M where I got those toxic waste for Billy, and I've got these for Paul. One of his favourites is actually, while I was unpacking, taken one and legged it upstairs. And I got these for Miss Mabel. She had one of these in a box of cat food that we got. They didn't like the cat food, but she liked the free sample of this pate. So I'm going to give her one of those, and they were 2 for £3. There's 6 boxes in each, so that's pretty good, and that was for B&M. So that's my little haul for this afternoon, and while I was out, I did 7,200 steps. My feet are killing me. I'm going to put all this stuff away, and then we need to talk about meal prep. Hey there, it's Saturday night, so I'm just cooking some dinner. I'm cooking some homemade like Nando stuff with some jacket potatoes. I'm not hungry because I am greedy and ate quite a pack of those nuts that I bought earlier and I'm now stuffed. So I don't really want a dinner, but I'm going to cook because I'm standing here and I thought I might as well cook while I'm here. Something quick and dirty. I did get some pork out of the freezer to defrost last night, so I'm going to cook that as well. So I'll flip around in a second and show you that. And as I mentioned earlier, they have announced there's going to be another lockdown, a full month. I think it's going to start Tuesday or Wednesday. And all of the supermarket websites have just crashed, apparently, so you can't book any shopping, so it's going to be one of them again. Unfortunately, people panicking, but that's okay. I can get what I need as I pop in and out, and I think it's going to be absolutely fine. I'm not worried. But yeah, so c'est la vie. Hopefully it will be the fix that we need to get ourselves out of this situation. But I'll flip you guys around and show you what I'm cooking. So this is what I'm cooking for pork. I'm just going to do some chicken with a pepper and onion and some Nando sauce. This is actually quite keto friendly if you didn't have these so much. So, but this is what I'm going to do for him. So with some jacket potatoes. And for myself, as I'm not hungry, I'm just going to prep this up for probably tomorrow and maybe the day after. This is a tenderloin pork fillet that I got on Yellow Sticker. So obviously a good bargain. I'm going to slice it up, fry it up, and then dirty, cheeky, lazy keto person, I'm using a pouch of sauce. And I don't mind, and it's up to you how you feel about stuff like that, but I don't mind. This pouch, it serves 2, and each portion is 5 net carbs, and I've had it before. It tastes really nice. I didn't find it caused me to stall or anything like that. If you're in the UK, you can see I found this in places like Heron, Farm Foods, I think B&M Home Bargains might have had it, basically budget stores, Pound Stretcher, that kind of places, and they were 49p a pouch, and they did about, I think, 4 flavours, I think. All of them I've tried so far I've really liked, so it's simple as that for me, and that's going to be 2 dinners ready and waiting for me to have. And there is the adobo pork. A lot of liquid came out of this when I cooked it, so I drained it off and I've just put it back in once it's got a little bit brown. So that is a couple of portions of adobo pork ready for tomorrow. Hey there, it's Sunday afternoon and it is cooking time. Give myself about 2 to 3 hours to get my cooking on. I've done a couple of hours work this morning, which is great. That's out the door. And now it's a bit of me time with cooking and getting myself ready for the week. If you haven't already, and this is your kind of thing, press that subscribe button. I'd love to have you with me. And all of my subscribers are so unbelievably supportive. Everyone below, it's always lovely. So thank you so very much, everyone, for being so kind. I'll flip you guys around and show you the first thing that I'm going to be cooking today. So I'm going to get on with the first thing that I'm baking today, which is going to be chia seed crackers. I've made these before. They're really good. And they last in a container longer than I would let them stay there without me eating them, to be honest with you. And this particular recipe is from Perfect Keto. I have looked at quite a lot of them because I love savoury things, and this one's the quickest and the most straightforward, and it tastes real good. 3 basic ingredients. I've got an egg there. It's going to be chia seeds and almond flour. I'll leave a link below, so don't worry, you can do your own. And then just put your flavours in there. So I'm going to be going with onion powder, garlic and herb, salt and pepper. I'll probably put some extra garlic in there as well. You mix it up and then you roll it. The pain in the bum thing, which will be the same for any one you do, is rolling it out between 2 pieces of parchment. This will make 35 crackers, and which is 7 portions in all. And each portion of 5 crackers is 1.9 net carbs. It is super, super low. Another reason why I really like this recipe, because you can have basically a snack and it's very, very reasonable. I was thinking last night, you know, the flavour alternatives, you could use rosemary and garlic. You could do dry chives if you got some, do a chive and onion, or a taco flavoured one, maybe make some sort of nacho-ish sort of ones. Make a real nice dip with cream cheese and sour cream and a bit of salsa stirred in, a bit extra chilli and garlic, and make a real nice chips and dip, which would be a really good one to do. But yeah, that's just some ideas from me. I'm going to get all this stuff in the bowl, get it mixed up, and then start on rolling these out, which is the biggest pain in the bum, but it is totally worth it. So this is the consistency you are looking for. It's tacky and sticky, not very pretty to look at, but you know, it doesn't matter, it tastes delicious. And all you do after you've mixed it, I leave it mine to sit for 5 minutes because the chia seeds obviously have that gelatinous thing going on. I tip it out on in between 2 pieces of parchment, which I've trimmed to fit my pan, put one on top of the other, and then roll it out so my rolling pin doesn't get dirty. Well, that is dirty. And then once it's sort of as square as my brain will allow it to be, I slide it onto my pan, take the top parchment off, which is all mucky, and then pop it, I score it, and then I pop it in the oven for about 15 minutes. So it's quite a nice one once you've done this faffy little bit here. Hey there, so I am rolling out my cracker base. Thought I'd say hello, see how you're doing, checking in, see how you're feeling. Paul says thank you very much for all of your kind wishes. He's really touched. Thank you so very much. We think it was probably more asthma related rather than the big one. So he feels so much better, and he has sent off his test. We'll probably get that next week, but we're not anticipating it to be bad. And he feels fine regardless, so that's, you know, positive. So thank you very much for your well wishes. He was very sweet. He likes me being his nurse as well. You know what I mean, like. So yeah, there's that. So thank you very much for that. We are okay generally. We're actually now off work for 2 weeks. We were due to go and fly out tomorrow to get married. Obviously that's not happening, and there are bigger things happening in the world. So, you know, we'll keep our blessings counted that we are safe and sound and all that stuff. So yeah, one of those things, isn't it? We're not the only ones. We've all had something that not go right this year, missing things, birthdays. My friends have missed burying their families, so there's worse things to be concerned about. So we are okay. So the next 2 weeks we are off work. So I have got rejigged in my plans. Was going to be sort of gardening this week and doing some exercise, but because of the gyms are going to be shutting, I want to take a couple of days just to enjoy the gym if I can. I'm not sure what to expect. It's going to be super crowded or empty, I'm not sure, because as of Thursday I can't go regardless, so I may as well get my gym time in. I'm also actually thinking about cancelling it anyway, because it's with winter, it's too far kind of for me to walk there in the dark and the cold. It's like a 20-minute walk. On a sunny day it's pretty pleasant, but in the winter it's just not happening, and it's kind of a waste of my money. And I'd rather, I really like YouTube videos, and I've got my own set of weights, and I seem to be doing okay. So I think I'm going to probably do that anyway. But I want to get a few days worth in while I can. So that's my plan for the next few days, getting some gym time in. The charity shops are going to be shutting as well, and I've got some donations, so I want to make sure they're in as well and get those in so that I can sort of make some space. And the next 2 weeks is just going to be tidying up and cleaning the house. Try to do some relaxation, I know, crazy, and just all that stuff, enjoying some time together, and all those things. So yeah, that's pretty much our plans. I've started a new book, which is I didn't like that last one, that one I talked about, that Pines one. I didn't enjoy it, but I'm starting one by Tom Watson, who was the deputy Labour leader of the Labour Party, and it's actually really good. I had no expectations, and I'm really enjoying it. So it's about Houses of Parliament and stuff like that, and a scandal, all fictitious, I'm sure. So that, I'm enjoying that book as well. I'm halfway through The Fall, which is a couple of you guys recommended for me to watch. So that is really good. I think I'm going to watch some of that tonight and do my ironing and all those rubbishy things. I'm working on my budget. I am sorting out my new planner. I think I'm going to have a planning video coming up for you guys if anyone's interested, showing my new planner. But I've got to edit it all yet, and all that stuff. So we're trying to keep very positive. I'm going to be going to the gym hopefully the next couple of days every day, getting bits and pieces as I'm going, so things like cream which I can freeze, and stuff like that. And that's pretty much my plans. Anywho, let's flip you guys around and show you my crackers. Let me show you my crack. There we go, all scored out. It is quite the absolute faff, but it is going to be worth it because they are delicious. I'm going to put these into the oven just to get nice and toasty for about 15 minutes. So the next thing I'm cooking are granola balls, no bake granola balls. And I do have a recipe which I have made before, and like before, I don't follow it. I kind of do to an extent, but not really, because the reason why I baked this originally was because I had some granola that I did not like, which was from Amazon. It was a keto granola, and I did not like the flavour of it at all. And I was like, oh, I don't, it's going to sit there, it's going to go off, blah blah blah, what should I do? And so many of you guys said bake with it, and I did. I'm so glad I did. I made these granola bars, substituting out some of the dry ingredients in here. It recommends things like flaked almonds and stuff like that, because I thought, what's the point? I'll just use my granola rather than buying new things. Use this. It's a good blend of all sorts of things. As you can see, it's macadamia and coconut. I did exchange the grams of the dry it recommends for the dry from my granola, and it turned out really good. Last time I did do the bars like it suggested, and you just pop them in the freezer to let them set, and then you drizzle them with melted chocolate. But I'm also going to be doing it today. But I'm going to do balls this time, because they were very big slabs, huge slabs, like the size of my hand slabs, and they were delicious. I think they worked out 3 carbs, I can't remember. But I'm going to make balls this time. Thought it made me interesting. I'm going to follow the same method. I will link this recipe below if you want to be a good person and follow this recipe. But I will be making it as I do, winging it as I do. Also, it suggests using vanilla, as I don't think I've got any. This is my bag of all my various flavourings, like lemon and things. These are things I've got off Amazon and all sorts of places. I have got cinnamon, and it is the season. And finding this, I've only ever used this once ever, which is probably the last time I made these, and I've never cooked with cinnamon before. I'm thinking next week we may have to make cookies. And plot twist, I was starting to make the balls and they just weren't sticking together properly. I'm not sure if it's because the granola was too chunky. I think last time I did put it in through my grinder and it milled it up a little bit better. Or I think last time I used almond butter this time. Did I use peanut last time? I'm not sure. But no bother, I'm sure it's going to be fine. I have pushed it into my parchment paper. I've scored it with my pizza cutter again just to divide them up. And now I'm going to pop them into the freezer. Hopefully they'll set and they'll go nice and solid. Give it a good look in an hour. And hopefully I can put a chocolate drizzle on it and they'll look delicious. And I'm now cooking another meal for the week, which is, this is described as low carb rather than keto, chicken skewers with spicy almond and tahini satay. So the reason why I wanted to make this recipe is because I had this sitting in my cupboard for quite a while. Tahini, I didn't know what to do with it. This came up, sounded good. Never cooked it before, I have no idea what it's like. Now, it does recommend, it's a kind of a 2-part thing. You'd marinate your chicken and you'd leave it ideally overnight, if not 2 hours, if not just use it straight away. I haven't done that. I probably will give it about half an hour though, while I have a little tidy up and things. So you obviously marinate your chicken in sort of garlic, ginger, lime. I didn't have any lime, and I thought, oh, I'll use lemon juice. And actually I had to go to the shop because I also didn't have another ingredient, which is paprika. So I'll just go and get the paprika. And while I was there, the gentleman had lime, so I thought I'll actually kind of half follow this recipe properly. The only thing I haven't got is saffron, and to me that's just colorant, so I'm not fussed about that. And you cook your chicken. It is more of a barbecue recipe by the looks of things. You'd put it on skewers. I'm not going to do that because it's like winter. I haven't got a barbecue and I don't want to. So I'm just going to probably cook it in the oven to make sure it's all fully cooked up. And then the satay dip is a dip that we use separately, and I'll make that up. I might make double the measure on it. I'm not sure. I'll see what I've got here. I do like quite saucy foods rather than dry foods, so I'll see what it looks like. But there's my array of ingredients. Again, this recipe will be down below. I'm going to start marinating, then I'll start cooking, and I'll let you know what it's like and how it goes. There are all my ingredients for the marinade. I've got to say, it smells so good. I've never zested a lime before because I'm not really a limey fan, but it smells so fresh in there. So I'm going to bind this all up. I might put a little more oil in there, put my chicken in there and give it, say, half an hour for that, just to coat all those up, and probably make a start on the dipping sauce separately. I think I could probably refrigerate that and have that separate. So I've measured out all of my ingredients for the satay sauce. I am just going to whisk this up to blend everything in. And then it's just the chicken, and it's done. Well, I said I was going to do meal prep, and I have done my prep for the week. So starting from here, I just also, while I was sanding around, just did some eggs and some celery, because if I left it in the fridge it wouldn't get eaten, so prep that up nice. If you've got to start with your meal prep, just start with things like this. Make it small, making things accessible. So eggs, celery, that kind of thing, chop your cucumbers, anything like that you want to do, start small. I've got my 2 portions of my pork adobo, which I did last night. I'm going to have one of those in a little bit with just some veggies and some butter on there. I've got the crackers that I cooked earlier. These are really good, delicious. I've also took down all of the stats for these, I should say, really. So the adobo chicken was 5 carbs, so I'll have that with veggies, probably another 4 or 5. The crackers, they're going to be 1.7 for 5. So that's a nice portion, really nice with cream cheese or pate if you want to do those. I've got here my granola bites, which turned out fabulously. They did set nicely as well. Milk chocolate, and these work out to be 2.6 grams of carbs and 224 calories. So I might, with that one, use it kind of almost like a pre-workout. Really, it'll give you a really nice lining if you've not eaten breakfast. Be a really good thing to have in the morning. I'm probably going to freeze half and keep half in the fridge. And then moving on to the chicken, the marinated chicken and the sauce. Now, occasionally you'll come across things when you do meal prepping and cooking, particularly if you use recipe books and things like that, that you would consider a real game changer or a real absolute sticking out wonderfully great recipe. This isn't particularly great, it's okay, I've had better, but this sauce, OMG, it's so nice. I've had people ask me about it, and people were making, people commenting about how excited they were to try it. I really recommend this sauce, it's so nice. I actually worked out the macros separate for each of those, because that there is 2 portions, and that where is 3. I've done an extra portion there because I think it's quite a lot of sauce. It's very rich. So for the macros on that one, on the chicken itself, there's 2 because of all the marinade, and I don't think that's worth it. It's nice enough, but I'd rather have just plain grilled chicken from my George Foreman grill, and it'd be just really nice on its own. The satay sauce, 3 portions there, and that is 3.7 grams of carbs, but 175 calories, 15 grams of fat. But there's quite a lot there. A third of that will go a long way, and it is so nice. I also added, because you see it does say add seasonings to taste. I think I put a little bit of lime juice in there. I didn't measure it out. I eyeballed it. I shouldn't have done. But I also put in there, I'd say, a teaspoon of sesame oil, and it's taking it to the next level. So my recommendation on that, the recipe will be below for this one, is definitely make this. Don't worry about the marinade. This took 4 minutes, if that. And it is so delicious. So if you're going to take something away from this week, is that satay sauce is delicious, and I heartily recommend it. I'm definitely going to be making that one again. Thank you very much for joining me. I really do appreciate you stopping by. Let me know what you think below. What looks good to you? What are you making this week? I'm going to put all of that stuff away, eat my dinner. Paul had his Nando's chicken last night with decorated potatoes. He seemed to really like it, so he's having that again. I'm going to have my pork, and I'm going to do some veggies with that as well, and put all this stuff away. If you're already ready, press the subscribe button. I'd love to have you with me and joining me, and me to join you in your journey as well. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next video.